Hi, welcome to Open Hand Farm. I am so glad you are here today. My name is Penny, and a couple of weeks ago we went to an Amish produce auction in Windsor, Missouri, and I bought 3 10-pound bags of onions. What I'm going to do today is go through those onions, cull out any that are a little moldy or maybe soft or whatever, because I need to store them appropriately so that I get the best value for my money. I don't want to waste any. So I found out from a friend how she stored her onions, and I'm going to do mine the same way. It might surprise you what I'm going to use. I have a friend named Sheridan, and she swears by putting onions in pantyhose to store. So that's what we're going to do today. Come along and let's see how this is done. Now, you might not be like me and have a box on a shelf in your basement labeled pantyhose. My mother-in-law wore pantyhose all the time. She was a firm believer. Every color, every shade of every color, thick ones, thin ones, all of them. She was really disappointed that I did not wear them under my blue jeans. Does anybody? Leave it in the comments. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, back to the matter at hand. Do you see these jars? Are any of you wondering what that is? I did the Every Bit Counts challenge last month, in the month of August, where Jessica at Three Rivers Homestead challenges you, and it's a challenge, to preserve something every day in the month of August. Let me show you what I did. Here's my problem. I haven't put them away yet. I have to make room for them all. Let me see if I can get all of them here. And some of them are stacked on top of other boxes. So that'll be one of my upcoming videos, how to fit all of that in my larder. But back to the pantyhose. Okay, now, for any of you young girls who have never worn pantyhose, like you 20-something, 30-something, 40-something, I don't know, they are panties with hose on the legs. Now this one, man, this really would have tucked your tummy in. This is good stuff here. I guess you could cut the legs off and use this just to hold your tummy flat. You guys, I am digressing. I'm sorry. Like, this whole pantyhose thing just is throwing me for a loop. Okay, we're going to cut off a leg of the pantyhose. I don't know that my mother-in-law would approve of me cutting these like this. So we have this big long tube that is finished on the bottom. This should be easy. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at the onions one at a time, and I'm going to decide if it needs to be used quickly or if it could be stored. This one has some kind of brown spots on it. I'm going to see if I could take off some of the skin and it looks better. No, it looks worse. Okay, this one is going to go into this box. That's the use them quickly box. Actually, I'm going to switch this box out for this produce basket so that it has airflow all around it. Okay, let's look again. I'm going to kind of take some skin off a little bit. This one's got kind of mold under the skin. These were a cold group of onions, so I'm not surprised that it has some of this problem. So that one will be used quick. We use a lot of onions, so this is not going to be an issue. All right, this one looks pretty good. So I'm going to open up my hose I'm going to kind of work down to the end like you would if you were putting them on. Now guys, if you're watching this video, I'm sorry, you might not understand all of this. Just follow along, you'll catch on. And I'm going to put it in there, just like that. Then I'm going to tie a knot. Okay, there we go. Pull it out and put the knot down. Okay, so we have one. Let's find another one. This one's pretty nice, so we're going to put it in. I'm going to see if I have to work it down or if I can just drop it in there. We'll see what happens. Let's see, because the skins are pretty slick. Oh, good deal. Okay, no need to work it down. There you go. That worked perfectly. So we tie another knot. Make sure you get all that out before you get it tied. Now, what we have here is airflow around the onion, yet this onion is not touching this onion, which means if one of these goes bad, it will not infect the other one. So let's keep going. That one was okay, but it's kind of little. I wanted to kind of put big ones in here. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, so we're going to drop this one in. Perfect. Okay, let's find another one. I don't know how many will go in a pantyhose, so that's why I just keep going. I'm not sure. Oh, that's a nice one. Okay. Really big. Let's put it in. Now, normally people would like braid their onions, but since I bought these, they don't have their tails on them, so I can't do that. Okay, I got my onion in there, and I'm just gonna let it drop as close to the next one as possible. And then I'm just wrapping it around my fingers and then pulling the bottom through and keeping it close. Yep. We're doing great. Okay, we've got 4 so far. Let's see how many more we can get. Ooh, there's another nice one. Okay. Let's get it in there. Join your friends. There you go. Having an onion party here. Onion sleepover. All right. Well, we can keep going. These pantyhose do tend to stretch. There's another good one. I was really afraid I wasn't going to find enough good ones, so that's great. All right, so I might be able to do one more. That's a nice one. And tie it up. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 onions. I could have gotten that one a little bit closer. Okay, 7 onions. Okay, this is what I'm gonna try. I cut the other leg off. I'm gonna take the toe part and I'm going to tie it to this one. Now here's my reason for this. I don't know where I'm going to hang these that they're not going to be in the way. So I don't need like 25 different legs of onions hanging around in my larder. So, see if that's tight. Yeah, I think that's going to work. So now I'm going to keep going. Apparently, sweet onions are wetter inside. So to store those, you should put them in cold storage to maintain the moisture inside them. These are just a yellow onion. that is not a sweet onion, and it is a hard onion. So they're going to store well like this. All right, I'm going to try for one more, and then I'm going to pick this up and just kind of get a feel for how heavy it is. Let's see here. So I am going to stop here because I don't have much left. So what I'm going to do is I am going to start tying another knot, and in that knot I'm going to put a zip tie. And then I will put that zip tie into a loop, and that's how I'm going to hang it. All right, let's see what happens when I lift this all up. Okay, let's pick it up and see what we think. Wow, that is like really heavy. Can you see how it's pulling so tight? I think I should have just done one leg. You guys, thank you for learning this stuff with me. I am not a professional. I am just trying to learn things as we go. And I appreciate you being patient with me learning too. So what I'm going to do is try to untie these and just have it be 2 legs. I tied it kind of wonky. All right. Now, there we go. Okay. So this will just go down to the toe, so that we'll have this extra space right there, but that's okay. That's not a big deal. All right, so now we have one. Oh my goodness, that's so much better. And then this one, I need to put a zip tie on. So I'm just gonna tie it like I would if I were tying it off. And I'm gonna put a zip tie in there. Aren't zip ties wonderful? Like, I don't know how we made it through life without zip ties. And I'm just going to zip it a little bit. I don't want to pull too much of my zip tie tight, or else I won't have a good loop to put over a nail or something. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take these into my larder, which is what Mark calls the room where we store all of our canned goods and stuff, and hang them on a nail. So this is our larder. And it has shelves for canned goods. These were all full last year, and I need to go through them and make space for the new canned goods that are in there on the table. And we have a lot of pumpkins we got to put in here. These are all grains and flowers. And then we have more canned goods back there. So this, though, is where I'm going to hang the onions. There are nails right up here, and I'm gonna hang them there. That way they're right inside the door and we can get to them easily. There's one, and I like the way that this keeps it hanging out away from the wall, so there's airflow back here too. And there's that one. I like it. So the way that we will get our onions from here, I've seen a variety of ways. Some people cut a slit and take the onion out. Then, if they get more onions, they can just put those onions in the slit and store them. I don't know if I'll be getting more onions. I have lots of pantyhose. So I think what I'm going to do is just cut below the knot. You don't want to cut the knot. Cut below the knot, and you have a little onion in a bag. And just take it to your kitchen and use it. Thanks so much for coming along and helping me learn. I know you're saying, I'm not helping you, I'm not even there, but you do. When I am talking through things or trying new ideas, it helps me to know that I'm trying to make sure you understand the process too. So I will think, oh wait, no, I need to do it that way. Or, oh, that doesn't make sense, but this does. So you guys help me by just being there and watching this video, and hopefully You can store some onions, even though you didn't grow them. I did grow some onions, but trust me, I don't need to store them in pantyhose. There are not near enough for that. If you're like me, every time I look at a recipe, it says onions. I'm like, I don't have any. I'm like, Mark, can you stop on your way home and get an onion? Yeah. So here's the deal. I can store onions that I got for a good price at the Amish Produce Auction and not have to call Mark every time I need one. Next year, my goal is big, beautiful, lots of onions. We'll see what happens. It's good to have goals, right? I hope you have goals too. Thanks again for coming along. And until next time, when we learn something together, blessings on you and yours.